You know, Chase Brown, reports are that he's expected to see an expanded pass catching role. I don't think that comes as a surprise, so to speak. I don't know how much expanded we're talking about here. Is he splitting out wide? Is he going to get a different, receiver tree? I mean, because it's almost impossible to project him to get much more volume, so to speak. But when you look at Chase Brown, last year he was extremely effective and was a league winner. I mean, league winner gets thrown around a ton, and it's almost impossible to to tell what even a league winner is anymore because of how much people and analysts are throwing that word around. But Chase Brown last year, I mean, RB10, you were taking him, I mean, in the triple digit rounds, and he was practically free in a lot of drafts. Fantasy points per game last year, 15.9 was good enough for RB14, 11 total touchdowns, and he had 54 receptions. And, targets wise, number 6 in the NFL with 65. And keep in mind, that was him splitting targets with, Zach Moss around him. And his honestly, his targets went up, as the season progressed and they used him more. I mean, there was a week in week 2 against KC where he saw 0 targets. And so he became more and more involved in that pass game where at the end of the season, it was absolutely elite. From weeks 11 to 16, let's just call it weeks 9 to 17. He didn't have under 91 total yards, right? And he was heavily involved in the passing game, right? We saw him catch 5, 9, 5, 3, 6, 3, 3, all those receptions and 4 at the end against Denver, in the championship. So Chase Brown, I'm not super surprised that that's, the reports coming out, so to speak. I think he can get up there a little bit more in terms of his targets and receptions, just because he started off a little bit slower due to Zach Moss being involved. But Chase Brown right now, I have him as my running back 8. He's currently in my tier 3. There are only 3 running backs in that tier for me. And if you do want all our tiers and rankings and all that insight, you can go over, to our Discord. I did share that already. We have the Patreon. We do have a free service in there if you want to join and hang out and talk to us. I'm sharing it again in the chat. But Chase Brown, I think, I have him over guys like Bucky Irving, Josh Jacobs, Kyron Williams, and he's on an offense that defense is going to be terrible again. I mean, just not good at all. And when we look at just some of the stats from last year on that defense, I mean, the defense in general was arguably the worst defense in football. I think that's pretty fair to say. I'm pulling up some of their stats. But the Bengals total yards per game given up 25th, right? Total touchdowns given up. They gave up 50 touchdowns, 50, right? And this offense is going to push opposing teams to have to play in high scoring games, right? So they ranked 3rd in total touchdowns last year. I expect that to continue. And then in terms of just EPA per pass, I mean, Joe Burrow was absolutely amazing, right? So we can expect him to continue that. And just overall, I expect the defense to be bad, them to be in really, really high scoring games, and Chase Brown is going to be used in the pass game consistently. And so I'm excited to see that. I like Chase Brown. I was a little skeptical with the Taj Brooks drafting. I think Taj Brooks is going to have a role. So I want that to be known that I do think Taj Brooks is going to have a role in this offense, but I don't think it's going to be a role that's going to, hinder Chase Brown a ton. I think he's going to get some early down work if that defense can be better. I think he's going to maybe get some red zone work as well. But overall, Chase Brown is going to be a very, very good pick, in my opinion, for fantasy this year. Closing Chase Brown out, let's take a look at his ADP right now. He's currently the running back 12, and he's going at pick 27. You're getting Chase Brown in the 3rd round as the RB 12. I have him as my RB 8. So I'm ahead on consensus a solid amount. And Yeah, I mean, I think it's wheels up for Chase Brown this year. Shout out to my buddy Chev. We had a lot of discussions about Chase Brown, and I know I was not as high on Brown as he was, but I've come back, and I'm excited for Brown this year, who again finishes RB10 on the season in total points last year.